Welcome to this latest episode in our series, Successful Selling in the Brave New World, where you are going to learn from Rian Peterson, professional sales strategy advisor, and Tony van Niekerk, editor of Cover Magazine, as they interview some of the world's top sales professionals, organizations, and sales leaders about what it takes to become and remain successful. Our series is designed not only to add value to sales organizations, but also to help individuals adapt and thrive in this changing new world. Our mission is to enable your success and empower you to live life on your terms.
Morning, welcome back, Rian Peterson. As you know, we've compiled this video interview series to add value to your lives as sales professionals. We know things have changed, things are tough. A lot of the guys are struggling to get new clients and to get new clients on board. And that's where we're getting some of the biggest hitters in the sales environment, sales professionals, to share their strategies, their views on how they're doing it, how they're approaching clients and why they're successful. I've always been fascinated by 10% or 5% of the market out there are successful and 90 or 95% of the guys are struggling. And it boils down to what you're doing and how you're approaching the profession these days. Now, today we're going to talk to someone very special. I've known him for many, many years, and he is truly a big hitter in the world of sales or advice or consulting, however you want to call it. He's sales director at Capgemini, and he targets some of the largest corporations out in Europe to become their customers. Now, obviously, they have fierce competition out there. They're dealing with the big boys. And we want to find out how they're doing it and how they can add value to your careers and how we can help you implement. Florian, Ploner, welcome. Thank you for joining us all the way from Germany. We're not going to chat about Oktoberfest coming up. I know it's Oktoberfest, so we're not going to talk about beer today. We're going to talk about sales and how we approach. Now, many of our audience out there are either in corporate markets or they want to up the game to get into corporate markets. So this is important for them to understand how the corporate sales environment operates and how you engage clients to become clients of yours, and what that first step is in approaching clients. Because most of the guys, the biggest challenge that we've got, that I see with sales professionals, Flo, is the guys struggle not to have the conversation once they face the client, but they struggle to get the face value with the clients. These guys are busy, they don't take phone calls, they don't take cold emails. So it's a very difficult thing to engage if you don't have a strategy. Now, obviously, you're not talking for Capgemini worldwide. You're talking about how you guys are doing it in Germany and how you're approaching the European market and the markets that you guys approach from a German side. What I want to chat about, a couple of months ago, we had a talk between me and you about how you guys approach clients. And you said to me, I said to you, so Flo, who's your target market? You know, you came back to me and you said, I've got 60 potential clients out there. Now that's very specific. That's very targeted. Can you tell us how you decide who's your potential client? Is there a strategy involved to match what you guys do at Capgemini with your client?
Absolutely, Rian. Absolutely. We believe that your target market needs to be very focused. You need to focus on that, what you can do, what you can deliver. So it always applies on the power you have in the back and the potential you have in the front. What we see, or how we come up with our target market, is we look at the clients in terms of size, revenue, employees. We look at the clients in terms of actual challenges they have. And in terms of networks, existing relations we have. And out of that, we design a matrix, which at the end gives us 60 target clients for my industry, manufacturing industry. Yeah? It differs from industry to industry because the size and the potential and the topics differ from per industries. But for my industry, within the manufacturing industry, we have a target market of 60 clients.
Okay, that's very specific. I mean, obviously there's a lot of homework that goes into it before you can determine whether or not you can deliver value to these clients. Obviously, I think you follow still the model of adding value to clients and building relationships. And this obviously takes time. But the predetermining factor is that by the time you decide that you have a potential client that you want to target, you understand that there's value that you can add to the client. So obviously there's a lot of backbone information that goes into this. You know, maybe you can share with us how you first approach a client. So you've got 60. So you take one and it's X, Y, Z, P, T, Y, and your team or you decide, right, we want to have a meeting with this client. There's a process involved before you decide how you're going to approach. Obviously, it's either a call or an email or some method to set up the first meeting, but we can break it down any way we want. We still need to face clients, you know, and in order to deliver advice and in order to sell our services, we still need to have the meeting with the client. So how do you go about it from your side? You've got X, Y, Z. You want to approach him. What do you do before, and how do you approach that client?
You already said it, Rian. We believe that preparation and research is the key of the game here. Yeah. So we have a team, but also you said you've quite a broad range of potential clients and followers. You don't have to work in a big corporation to be prepared. We have a team which prepares us about every specific client, the latest facts and figures, the latest changes, the challenges in his specific market, and then the challenges of the respective company. We have a research which then researches us the main stakeholders which are relevant for our business. And with all that information, we make a workshop with our team and think about where can we add value to this client. And out of that derives a pitch which is delivered in various ways. So today networking is very important, so we use our networks and our alumni networks and social networks to see where are the connections to this company and who could help us getting into the company. That's one trigger. If that doesn't work, we either write an email or a letter, which is then followed up by our PA to organize a meeting. But that is already very specific. This is based on our workshop, based on our pitch, where we can really add value to the client. And this we take and bring it to the client. And I would say most of the time, that really, really works out.
Okay, so in many instances, you use your social media presence to put information in front of the client or to extract information before you approach the client, sit on the table, work out a pitch. Who are you going to pitch? So obviously you don't always pitch to the CEO of the company. You pitch to the people that will drive the process forward. Firstly, not so. We wouldn't go CEO and then filter down, or would you actually do that?
It depends on what you want to do with the client. If you want to pitch a topic, it's more easy to get top down, yeah, to win someone for a vision and then break it down because you get the support then. If you want to really get into a client and work with the client, not only for a topic, you want to work with him for the next years. It's a real target client. We believe it's better to make the homework at the C-1, C-2 level, to gather experience and insights on the client and then pitch to the CXO. Yeah, it's not always the CEO relevant to us. It's often the CFO, the CIO. But for approaching him, in the past it had paid off that we first do our homework and do not only have the outside picture, also have the inside picture and then come more specific to it.
So as long as you engage with the decision makers or the influencer of the decision maker, firstly, that takes it up and you got him on your side or her on your side when you do the final pitch. Obviously, it's important to speak to the right people in the organization.
Yeah.
One more thing, Flo. We try and limit our time, but this approach, should this not be relevant for anyone in a consultative advice or sales role. You know, even if you do individuals, say you want to approach it doesn't have to be the highest net worth individual, but you want to approach an individual with a certain service or product. Wouldn't you say that it's important to do exactly the same? Maybe on a lower scale. You don't have a whole team around you, but you as an individual that wants to approach a attorney, for instance, to pitch your product or service or advice to. It's imperative these days to deliver advice that's suitable. And you cannot find out if it's suitable unless you do your homework. So if you don't know the industry and you don't know the value you can add and you don't know what they lack of in the industry, you cannot overlay your services and have an informed discussion with a client. Don't you agree with that?
Absolutely, Rian. Absolutely. I mean, it's the preparation is crucial, because these guys in any business, they got approached before and they get approached multiple times. So you need to bring something on the table which is interesting, and you only can do that if you prepare yourself in terms of finding out what really drives him. No matter whether it's a big organization or it's a small one-person company, it's always the same. And the second is sit down and make your mind about what can you do with the information you derived and how can you place your product. And I think it goes even further. Of course, this is crucial for the consultative selling approach. But from my perspective, it's crucial for any sales approach, even if you sell telecom cards. Yeah, if you want to sell them in a larger scale, you need to do your homework to sell it. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Flo. Thanks again for your time. For you guys out there, we do this to add value to your lives, but it only works if you implement what is being said by the sales leaders and organizations that we interview. So our advice to you is look at your practice, look at your business, look at your organization, and adapt, because things are changing very rapidly in the world of selling. And things like digital platforms are becoming crucial to your practice in order to thrive in this new environment of sales. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you guys soon.